Imagine flying in, it's your baby's birthday. You got everything set up, cake, balloons, flowers, gifts, diamonds, the works. You two are vibing, and then you hear 3 knocks at the door. I stand up, a guy comes in the apartment.
Hey, yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to an all-new episode of Style in the Kitchen, Soul on the Plate. I am your favorite chef, your boy, Chef V, and today I'm gonna be making our broken-hearted lasagna. But before we do that, let's have a toast. Woo! That was strong. Damn. Right here we have a pot. We're going to heat this bad boy up for a few seconds. You wanna take a few, oh, damn. So to this pan, you're gonna add some butter inside. And for this dish, we're gonna be using ground turkey in our broken-hearted lasagna. This ground turkey is 85% lean and 15% fat. So you definitely wanna make sure that you get some ground turkey that is lean, maybe above 75% lean, because that's what's gonna make for a great meat sauce. And we're just gonna let this cook, and then we're gonna season, because remember guys, this dish is all about building flavors. We're using a non-stick pan, and this is definitely good. So that way your turkey doesn't stick. And so while this is cooking, we're gonna get some onions going. So you could get 1 onion, 2 onions, whatever you like. If you like to get the onions, you can get the onions. But wait, let's get our chef blockers. Anytime I'm cooking with onions, put your shades on like this. That way you ain't crying all over the place. If you like onions and green peppers, bell peppers, you can use that. If not, you don't have to. But it's one of those things, like I always say, if you like it, use it. If not, omit. Make sure that you dice your onions really, really fine. So that way you can't even really tell that they're actually inside of your ground meat. No glove, no love. So one thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add our onions right into this ground turkey mixture and just give this a nice stir. Incorporate it all the way through. And you just wanna cook this until it's golden brown. Once this gets a bit of color, we're gonna begin to season. One thing that's uniquely special about this dish, not sure if you guys know it or not, I am a Scorpio. We are lovers at heart, the kings of the water signs. When we love hard. We're super passionate, lovable, crazy, psychotic, insane. And this dish is extremely special to me because I was in a long distance relationship for about 3 years. This is the dish that I actually made for the birthday. This dish brings back so many memories, both positive and negative. And one thing that I definitely can remember about this dish, this was her favorite dish. I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story time about how this dish came about. Let's light the candles.
I flew through time zones with love in my hands. A full tray of dreams and a 5-star plan. Laid out the table, set a fire to the night. You was the reason, the spark and the bite.
What floor you going to, boy?
Press the button, man.
Let me tell you something, boy. You see what this shirt say? Security. I got to get all confirmation of what go down in my billing. What floor, boy?
PH2.
PH2. These hoes ain't loyal. So to your ground turkey, you'll add 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, a 1/2 tablespoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, a tablespoon of adobo. You're gonna add you a 1/2 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. You're gonna add, obviously, some MSG. You're gonna add some dry thyme, a 1/2 tablespoon. We're gonna add some Lowry seasoning salt to this. And I wanna say with the seasoning salt, you should use 1 tablespoon and a 1/2. So this dish, guys, is all about building flavors. We're gonna continue to brown our ground turkey and take a pot of water onto the stove and boil it so that way we can add our lasagna sheets.
Going up.
Hold on, hold on.
Yo, man, watch out. Watch out.
I tried to warn you. Light skin season is over, boy. They don't want no damn Chico DeVage, El DeVage, every DeVage, boy. They want the good loving, the
Velvet layers, tendon slow. Poured every ounce, let the feeling flow. Candlelight flickers, I plated my soul. Then a knock at the door turned warm to cold.
So to a pot of boiling water, you're gonna add your lasagna sheets. And be very, very careful because you wanna make sure that you do not break your lasagna sheets. And you're just gonna crisscross them. And I would say preferably use a non-stick pot. And that way your lasagna noodles aren't sticking. One thing that you definitely wanna make sure is that you're very gentle with your lasagna sheets so that way they do not break apart. If they do, there's always a remedy for it, but we'd rather it not. Now let's get into the story time.
The knock at the door turned warm to cold. You said hold on and I'll be right back. But I felt the shift, it was a sudden crack. A voice at the door and your lion rapped. And just like that, shit, the whole night snapped. It was love in the oven, shit, pain on the plate. I served you my heart and you served me my fate. From silky pasta to sharp regret. A recipe for disaster I could never forget.
Imagine flying in, it's your baby's birthday. You got everything set up, cake, balloons, flowers, gifts, diamonds, the works. You two are vibing, and then you hear 3 knocks at the door. What the hell? What the helly? So we're both looking around, startled, stuck and confused, trying to figure out what the hell is happening here. So she gets up to go open the door. I'm looking on the side because she said it's somebody with a package. So I'm like, okay, cool. She goes missing for about 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm like, all right, something ain't right. Because unless she's sleeping with the package man, something is going down. So to your tomato sauce, you're gonna add a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of sugar, and a full spoon of MSG. And you'll whisk this baby around. And this is what I mentioned earlier about us building flavors. You always wanna make sure that your dish has flavor and you season each step. So that way you're not eating no bland lasagna. I stand up, a guy comes in the apartment. Gifts in hand, flowers in hand, at the apartment. So now I'm looking stuck, like what the hell is going on? And then, so to a baking dish, you wanna take you some Pam cooking spray and you wanna grease up your pan just like this. And this is just so your noodles don't stick. So you're gonna take this tomato sauce that we seasoned up and you're gonna put 3 or 4 spoons inside the bottom of your pan. And what we're doing now is building on flavors. So you're gonna take those lasagna sheets that we did earlier and we're gonna lay those down. Make sure each sheet is overlapping the next. So we mix some of this tomato sauce to our ground turkey and onion mixture. And we have our lasagna sheets both to the side with our Pam and our baking sheet. We're gonna take the tomato sauce and just base it on the lasagna sheets. One thing I absolutely love about any lasagna dish is the ricotta. You can never have enough ricotta for me. Now we're gonna go in with our ground turkey, spread it out. Here's where it gets fun. Take your ricotta and spinach mixture and create you a layer and you'll smooth it out. Do not be afraid of the ricotta. I cannot say it enough. Do not be afraid of the ricotta. Smooth it out, just like you're making a cake. That way you got even layers all throughout your dish. Right here to a bowl, we have 3 different kind of cheeses. We have mozzarella, we have sharp, and then we have mild cheese. So we're just gonna go in with each one and build that middle layer. Now we're gonna take some more of our pasta sheets, gently lay them down. So now we can create our second layer. Take some more of that tomato sauce, hit it with a few more. Make sure you spread it across evenly. So you wanna make sure that on your next layer, putting your meat sauce in, spreading it around evenly. We're gonna go in with our spinach and ricotta mixture. And again, we're just gonna smooth it out. Put another layer of cheese on this boy, sprinkle it up. So if you pay close attention, you see that if you have some extra meat or extra noodles leaking on the side, you're gonna take a spoon or a fork and you're just gonna tuck it underneath. So that way you don't have any spillage inside of the oven. So we're gonna go in with one more layer of the pasta. Once again, you'll take some tomato sauce and go right in at the top, spread it around. And we're gonna add some cheese to the top layer and put this baby in a preheated oven at 385 degrees. I'm gonna give you guys one of the cheat codes to this lasagna. So make sure when you cover this lasagna up in the oven, you get some Pam cooking spray and you spray it against the aluminum foil because you don't want the cheese to get stuck onto your lasagna. So you'll fold this, fold all edges with a nice tight seal. And we're gonna cover this and it's gonna go in our oven for about 15 minutes and put it on the top rack. All right guys, so we just took our lasagna out of the oven. As you can see, we covered it at the top for about 15 minutes to let it get brown. Then we took the foil off and we put the oven on broil for 5 to 10 minutes. That way you have the little char at the top. Listen, that's the sound you want. Let's dig in. This that one. This is the dish that my ex died for. Now you have the perfect broken-hearted lasagna. Ooh, look at all of that. This lasagna is definitely guaranteed to make a splash, break up a home, and definitely have you crying for more. This makes me want to hit the Patti LaBelle. This is it. Guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of my channel. Don't forget to comment, like, share, click, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.